Hey darlings, it's Yolante, the social butterfly, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Yes, I know I've been missing in action. Your girl has been super busy behind the scenes getting ready for the relaunch of my cosmetics line. Don't worry, I will be sharing the details very soon regarding that launch. In the meantime, I knew I had to come back with some really amazing content, and so I decided to do a festive holiday beauty glam look for you guys that I think you're really going to enjoy. So if you are interested in seeing how I pulled this beautiful look together, then stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and get started with this look. We are doing a festive holiday look, so I am going to be incorporating some golds and some reds into my look. So we're going to get started with my foundation. Because this is a full coverage, I want to use the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte product. This is the color Gabon, and this again is a full coverage foundation. I'm going to apply a generous amount using my Beaky Beauty sponge to my entire face. So next I'm going to go in with my pressed powder. This is the MAC pressed powder, and I am going to use a brush. I'm just going to swirl it in the product. Instead of swirling it, that will kind of remove the makeup. What I'm going to do is press the powder into the foundation. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my highlight, MAC Studio Fix 24 Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. This is the color NC48. So I'm gonna take a little bit on my sponge and just put it in the areas of my face that I'm going to highlight. This is a full coverage concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and set it with the Ruby Kisses HD setting powder in the color Earth. If I were to use the same powder that I used to set my face with earlier, my foundation, it would be counterproductive because you wouldn't be able to see the lightness of the concealer that I just used. I'm going to go extra take a little extra care under the eye area because I can get a little crepey. I'm over 40, so I have some creasing under my eye. So if I don't take the chance to press the product out, it'll get caught in those lines, and then it'll leave, it'll look more crepey and creased than it needs to. Just make sure you put a lot of moisturizer under there, because if you don't moisturize, and it's too dry, it'll look more crepey. All right, so next I am going to contour, and I am going to take this brown here. It's a reddish brown, and I am going to now, if highlighting brings things forward, then contouring pushes things back. And let me know in the comments if you want to see a full video on contouring and highlighting. Just drop that in the chat, and I'll do a video on just contouring, how I contour my nose, my face, how I know where to place the product. All right, so now as you can see, I now have some definition to my face, which means I now look more 3D and more dimensional. If you need to, you can go back in with your highlight powder from earlier to cut that line and to remove some of the contour. Because if you take the contour down too far, it won't look good. You'll actually drag your face down. So I'm just gonna let that sit there for a while, so that color can kind of sit on there and it'll become more impactful. And you've probably seen people do this and you weren't sure why. It's simply because sometimes if you contour too far down, it'll drag your face, so you want to cut that line and make it more clean. I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes, and if I have any fallout eyeshadow, this will catch it and I can wipe it up away without having to redo my entire makeup look. So I am going to go in with the Studio Minx Cosmetics Essentials eyeshadow palette. I'm going to focus on these metallics because when I think of holidays and festive colors, I tend to go with shimmer. So I'm going to focus on these colors for my look. So I'm going to first take a blending brush and I am going to go in. I always use this this sort of reddish brown as my first color. And I'm going to put that right above my crease. So it's on and above my crease. This is telling me where I'm going to place my eyeshadow because I know I won't go above that line. Okay, next I'm going to go in with the darker brown, the sort of mahogany brown, and I'm going to go on more on my crease below the reddish brown. This is creating an ombre effect, a gradient or an ombre. So this is the lighter color, the first color up here. I'm going just below it. And you'll also notice that I'm not going all the way in my inner corner like I did with the first color. I'm keeping this concentrated to the outer corner and middle. All right, and you can already see I have some definition going on my eye, so that's coming together. So I am going to go ahead and go in with this gold color here and this shimmery taupe color. You don't have to do two colors. I'm just, because I want to be more festive, I'm going to do both. But if you just wanted to choose either or, both of them will be by themselves would work for a holiday look. So I'm going to go in with the gold, which is going to be the main color. And I'm going to put that on my medium brush, my medium eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to press that onto the eye. And you guys can see this is a huge, huge color payoff in this product. Like, you're going to get so much pigment on your eye, which I love about these new shadows that we're carrying. And you'll notice that I'm concentrating the color more in the center of my lid because I'm going to save the lighter color to go here and then a darker color to close it up on the end. Next, I'm going to flip my brush around and I'm going to go in with the lighter taupe color. And that's going to go right here in the middle, in the front of the lid in the inner corner. So what it's doing is creating an ombre effect. And now you see I'm going over the second color. A lot of people are afraid and think that they're going to ruin the eyeshadow, and you're not. By going over that first color, I'm marrying the two colors together, and so it creates a gradient of light to medium and then eventually to dark. So I'm just going to take a little blending brush. This is my normal blending brush, this one, the larger one. This is a smaller one. So here's the black. I'm just going to put a little bit in the outer corner, just a little bit. And I again am going over that gold color that I put in the middle, just so everything will marry together. And don't worry, we're going to blend all of this together. So now I'm going to do the same thing to my other eye. All right, so now I'm going to go back in with the blending brush that I used earlier. And first I'm going to clean up my eye so everything blends in together. I didn't put any product on the brush because it still has some of the brown from earlier. So now everything is run together much smoothly. And then I'm going to take that same brush and I'm just going to tap a little bit of the black so that it smooths into the gold and it doesn't look like a stark line of demarcation. They look like they're married and run into each other. All right, so now I'm going to add a black eyeliner under my eye and onto my waterline. Now remember, whenever you use black or any dark color around your eye, it can make your eyes look smaller. It can also make you a little older. So I only do this if I'm trying to do a nighttime look or a very sultry, sexy look. And I want this to be a sexy glam look. You can skip this step if you want to, depending on your taste. But you can see the difference between the two eyes. This eye definitely looks a little more sexier. Next, I am going to add my mascara. This is a Rimmel Extra Super Lash, which I love, super inexpensive, but because of the wand, it really gives my lashes a nice coat. All right, so now that we have our eye look pretty much done, all I'll need to do is put on some lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows first. And I'm gonna use my Old Faithful. This is the Studio Mix Cosmetics Precision Brow Pencil. It has the pencil color on one end and then a spoolie on the other. So I comb through my brows to make sure all my hairs are in place. Now I'm lucky because my brows are pretty much, I can clean them up myself with a pencil, with a razor. But if you don't know how to establish a shape for your brow, then maybe go get them waxed or threaded. And then that way you'll learn what your proper brow shape is first. And then that'll make it easier for you to know where to place the product. So I put the product on the top inner corner of my brow, and I go in an upward motion. You always want to go up, not down. Down makes you look older. Go up. Once you get to the outer corner of the iris, that's where your arch is, and then from there you tend to drop your brow down, almost like a checker or a check mark, I'm sorry. I only put the color on the outer corners, and that's because your real brow hairs don't grow very thick in the front. They grow thicker on the outer corners. So you want your heaviest color to be on the middle and the outer corner. If your brows are too dark here in the front, it looks very fake. Okay. Now it's up to you if you want to clean this up. You can use your concealer, which I'm going to do. This again is an optional step. You do not have to do this. But you take your concealer and a flat brush, a flat panel brush. These are also called concealer brushes. And you go under your brow to sharpen the shape and clean up any. This is the way you shape and create the brow you want. And now I'm going to add color to my brows because my hair is blonde. I like my brows to be lighter so that there isn't a big stark difference between my brow hairs and my my actual hair. I don't want there to be such a stark difference. All right, so next I am going to contour my nose. Leave me a comment if you're interested in seeing a contour video. Okay, so now my nose has some definition. So now I'm going to go ahead and wipe away the color from earlier, the highlight powder from earlier. Now I'm going to add a little bit of color under my eye just to smudge out that black. I don't want it to be so just on my face without being smudged out and faded and blended into my skin. So I'm going to take a medium, well, small eyeshadow or smudge brush. This is the eyeshadow brush I use for the color. This is the smudge brush. You can see this one is much smaller. I'm just going to take the medium brown. And the colors are a little distorted on my camera. This is much more brown than you guys, I don't know if you can really see, but because of the lighting, it looks a little more reddish, but this is definitely more of a brown. And I'm just gonna go under the black and run my eyeshadow, smudger eyeshadow brush to blend that out. And it just looks so much better when it's faded. I didn't use black because that would be too much black, and that look I usually save if I'm doing a smoky eye. So look at the difference. This eye just looks more pulled together. Faded makes it looks just looks more blended and pulled together. If you need to add a little more black to this eye with black eyeshadow, you can, to make the colors match a little more. This eye, I put a little more mascara on, so I ended up having a darker color over here. So I'll just add a little teeny bit of black to this eye just to deepen it up some. Make sure that these two eye colors look closer together. Okay. All right. Now we are going to add our highlight and blush. I'm going to use this gold color, and I'm just going to put a little bit, just a little bit, because this is a very strong color. So the way I blend that out is I take a medium brush and then I just use that to buff out the edges. I'm not pressing really hard, just light enough to diffuse the edges of the product without moving the actual makeup. And now we are going to go in with a blush brush, and I'm just going to add a toasted reddish color to my cheekbone, and I'm applying that blush between the highlight and between the contour. Again, I'm going to go back in with this brush from earlier and buff it in a little bit so you don't look like a cherub. Because I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I want my look to be pulled together, I'm going to go back with the transition color that I first put on my eye, tap some of it off, and then I'm just going to make sure everything is blended together. But this helps to blend that gold that I ended up putting under my brow bone in with the rest of my eyeshadow. Because it is such a stark color, this just helps blend everything together. So now I'm going to go ahead and pop on my lashes, and then I'm going to do my lip, and then we will be done with the look. So this is the Studio Minx Cosmetics Diva Lash. It is a very full and voluminous lash, but it's not the kind of full that we're seeing a lot of the girls wearing that are too heavy, in my opinion. Very heavy, too heavy for the eye, distracting from the makeup look, distracting from the beauty, and it looks really heavy on the eye, like they have a bird sitting on the eye. That's not what this is. You literally just put it on your lash line. That's it. You take your tweezers and you just adjust them. so simple, y'all. Like when I tell you it's so simple to apply these lashes. And again, this is a bold lash, but not bold and distracting or bold and heavy. It's a beautifully gorgeous lash that just really adds a lot of drama to your look without being too dramatic. Same thing, I'm literally just gonna pop it on my eye, on my eyelash line. That's it. All right, so now that we have the lashes on and this look is beyond gorgeous and we are super ready for the holidays, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this a step further, and I am going to add my lip color. When I think of the holidays, I think of reds and golds and greens and festive colors. So I am going to put a red on my lip. It is a matte lip gloss. It's in the color Confidence. What I'm gonna do though is put on this wine colored lip liner also from Studio Minx in the color Bordeaux. I just threw on some really cool earrings. This is a super simple, easy, beautiful holiday look. It doesn't have to be worn just for the holidays or for something festive, but it is a gorgeous look that I think will look great on any shade, complexion. You can never go wrong with the red lip and some shimmery metallic golden eyeshadow. So that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much. As always, y'all know I appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedules. If you could go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications, please. And also, if you could share this video with someone who'd be interested in my content. You guys know I am delivering beauty content on this channel, fashion content, which I am going to pick up more on the fashion real soon, I promise. And then also lifestyle content where I am sharing with you what I'm doing in my everyday life as a socialite. So again, thank you guys so much. And I will be back here next week. I try to drop a video for you weekly, so stay tuned for that. And as always, guys, you know I am all about us looking fabulous, because if you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you can accomplish some amazingly fabulous and wonderful things. All right, y'all. I will see you back here next week. Bye.